welcome to Soundcheck episode 3. Yeah, Soundcheck. Can you hear us clearly? Soundcheck. Soundcheck.
I hope you guys can hear me.
Yeah, Soundcheck. Soundcheck, if they say in Cantonese means, have you collected the check yet? Apparently, you know. So, yeah, I'm LK Wong, and today we have a special guest, Adam Yusoff, in the house to talk about we're going to be talking about guitar. So, guitar stuff lah, you know. This conversation can actually go up to about 3 or 4 hours long lah. So, but we try to
More
keep
like
it,
4 years.
you know, like, yeah, concise lah. You know, half an hour or something, or maybe a little bit more and stuff like that. You know, so yeah, I mean, there's so much to talk about guitar lah. I think
Too many
right.
things. Too many
So
things. Yes.
I think. Well, I mean, let's jump right into it, like. You know. So, I mean, I wanted to ask you, like, what is firstly, you know, you are a guitar player, like, you know. I know. I mean, he plays in this band called Temjin as well.
Back in those
Yeah,
days.
back in the day, you know. So, yeah, memang rock habis lah, you know, this guy. So anyway, just wanted to know, like, what got you into playing guitar in the first place, you know. All of us have a story, like how you get into guitar and all. So just for your case, what was
Oh, my story
the pemangkin?
Pemangkin. Oh, yeah, because kita cakap ni because we are kind of sharing with okay, so you know what, it's okay, alright, no secrets, alright, I'm just gonna share this with everyone lah, okay. Just like any other people out there, I started playing guitar because poser.
Poser.
Yeah, poser. It's normal, bro. Even Steve also plays the guitar because we want to pose first, because we need something, okay. We artistic people lah, okay. Not autistic, artistic. we artistic people. Right? We kind of, you know, it's like a painter and a brush, you know, that kind of thing lah. So the guitar in this case is our instrument of our selection lah, you know. So why did I got this? Why did I got into this? Well, okay lah, aside the poser thing lah, it's because basically I've been exposed to music, you know, a lot, and yeah, I mean, I didn't have much, exposure on music, to be honest, because in my family there's no musicians at all.
Right.
So you can say that I'm kind of the musician sesat. Musician sesat lah in the family. So yeah lah, you know, it all started with one. You know, we start with guitar kapuk first, the 100 ringgit kita buku guitar kapuk.
Guitar
I think
kapuk
most
tu
of us,
really itu standard lah.
everyone starts like that. Okay,
You know,
so
no dissing the kapuk, because like if you can play and pull off some licks and all on the kapuk guitar, the action is like for playing slide one, you know, kind of like, you know, the action is like this high and stuff. So if you can pull off some guitar solos and that, playing electric guitar is like a breeze.
yeah, that's
I think that's why you see like rock kapak kan, ramai tu boleh goreng gila maut punya.
yeah, because they
training
all
sudah susah.
started with the guitar kapuk. That's
Sekarang ni semua the action, wah, bila first guitar beli semua sudah set up cantik semua, tangan sudah manja lah, you know. Kan. But I mean, it's good that guitars have come a long way, and like even like cheaper guitars nowadays are playable lah, you know, because like the biggest hurdle for somebody who's starting out on guitar kan is like whether they can continue on with the passion to continue on past that difficult phase. First your fingers gonna hurt and bleed and stuff like that and all.
True.
So, and if you have like kapok with the kind of guitar action, I mean the string action, then a lot of us, you know, don't make it past that stage, and then we end up becoming something else. You know? So that's why like there was a filtration process, and nowadays you know, with much better quality guitars, more people can enjoy the instrument, I would say lah, you know.
That's true. So so just like most people out there lah, you know, the way I started off is, you know, you got to start somewhere lah. Okay, it all started with, you know, like hey mom, you know, get me a guitar because I want to learn guitar, right? So of course our mom, our parents lah, basically, right, they wouldn't like, you know, spend, you know, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 or so to, you know, as you are going to give your son or any of your children your first instrument or your first guitar, whatnot. So it shouldn't be the expensive one lah. So yeah,
I think it's a bit different for different. I mean, talking about cultural backgrounds and stuff like that, like, you know. There's a lot of us end up like having to go through like piano lessons and all first, you know. So like those aren't like cheap stuff, like, you know.
Those are not cheap.
But there's a de facto standard, like kids growing up in the 80s or 90s. You want to go piano class. Music lesson means piano class lah, you know, kind of thing. Then you get these boys all who get the guitar kapok, and then you see like, they eventually become like rock stars and stuff like that. You know, that's like piano glass, what the hell, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean everybody somehow like finds their path to the the instrument that they are sort of like have the calling for, I would say, can. Yeah. So that's interesting. And then wait, I need to look at my notes again. Sorry.
Itu.
Okay. Yeah. So the question is, what would you be doing if you didn't end up becoming a guitarist, lah? You think?
So if I'm not a guitarist, what would I be doing? What did I say earlier? I might probably be selling sushi or something.
So I don't know why. Like I had a feeling that all of us will have something to do with like food thing one. I mean, if it's not playing music or something, either correct.
Food is love. Food
Jual
is
burger
art.
ke apa ke semua, jual nasi lemak ke apa semua.
Yeah. Maybe there's one option lah, but otherwise, if it's not, if it's not the guitar, I mean, if I don't pursue that path, I mean, if I just don't select that way, I don't know. I might probably end up, working in a God knows what.
A law firm or something.
A law firm or something. I don't know. Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah.
But funny, I think maybe the thing to do with like food and like playing music got somewhere interconnecting in a way or something like. That's why like we always talk about playing guitar. Dia orang kata goreng gitar tau. You still need to fry the thing, Dia bukan macam kata apa. What other term? I also don't know.
There's no other term in Malay lah.
Yeah, in Malay, goreng sikit. Goreng apa? Goreng pisang.
Yeah, because when they say bro, kau main solo sikit, dia macam tak kena. Bro, goreng sikit. When we in Malaysia we heard the word goreng, we all start to lose our mind. We all start to play. Oh, goreng ah. Most of us when cakap goreng je macam ada trigger jadi macam keluar hantu kat dalam ni kan. Tapi sekarang belum puasa, tak ada hantu. So yeah.
It's funny. It's funny where the word came from. Also, I still don't know. I mean, like I still don't understand. Like why did they call it like play a guitar solo is like goreng like in Malay? Why? I
also don't know. Maybe dia macam campak the
But they don't say goreng drum or something, Kasih drum goreng satu. Mana ada?
Sebab drum kena pukul.
So it's still drum solo, kind of thing. So we all goreng guitar.
I think
fry the guitar, Like my first guitar teacher also mentioned, goreng sikit. I was like, goreng? I never heard. That was the first time I heard from my teacher actually. I was like, goreng sikit. Okay. So okay, and then I think for guitarists, we also tend to be a bunch of what do you call it? Fussy bunch of fellas in terms of when you're like really into like guitar and gear and all, right? They're so like picky about like the tone, the things and everything they use and stuff like that. As you learn more, the more craziness sets in So there's a lot of what they call I mean like some of it are logical, but some of it is also like mythical and all. But we tend to start to believe some weird stuff and all
along the way.
Yeah. Snake oil or what they call it. Buy this pedal and then your sound will be like power like that. But then so I mean I wanted to talk also about like the gear, like guitarists and all. Everybody has their own way of like tone chasing.
True.
So how do you look at like getting a good tone out of your setup or something? It starts with what the guitar you're using, or is it the pickups or the effects you're using and stuff, or is it the amp, or is it the cable, or can you hear the difference in the battery they're using in the pedal or something? Like some people can.
That is a very, very big scope lah. But since that
let's talk about like gear, man.
Okay, since that today's topic is about gears, right? About guitar, guitars, guitarists and their gears, right? So we should really take this opportunity to to discuss, take things a bit more in depth lah. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you said lah, the first thing we guitarists need for most, the first thing to have is of course the guitar lah. Okay. So when it comes to tone chasing, you guys at home, tone chasing. Okay. When it comes to tone chasing, right?
Mencari tone yang baik.
Untuk mencari tone yang baik, okay, to get a good tone, you first of all you need to know what you want to, what kind of sound you want to achieve first. Like for example, if you were to write a song, for instance, because I mean, if you ask me, right? Okay, even general guitarists, right, who are not like performers or bedroom guitarists, that's what we call them, even for them, right, when it comes to tone chasing for them, it means a whole different thing, okay? It's like it's basically sounding like maybe making yourself sound like your idol or things like that, okay?
Yeah, I mean very influenced by your idol.
So the context of having a song or you reference or a person referencing the tone based on a song is perhaps the first step, lah.
Yep,
that's
right.
one thing, lah.
Yeah.
So the guitar, and then after that, what the next thing is what you have in mind, okay? And then after that, it goes to other things, okay?
Yeah, I think that's why in guitar industry, the artist endorsements is such a huge thing, to like brainwash you to buy this gear and stuff like that, like you have to buy this guitar because your favorite guitarist is using, kind of thing, and stuff. So I mean, it
kind of works.
It happens for a lot of guitar brands and stuff like that,
That kind of works because you need someone to okay, marketing wise, in simple, I think everyone in the world knows this, okay. You need someone to create like what's the word, to create like
an image of
okay, so this is how I look like with a Les Paul, or this is how I look like with an Ibanez, or this is how I look like with a 7-string guitar, for example. Okay, we need a reference somewhere. Not just on aesthetic purposes, not just for aesthetic purposes. Bukan sahaja penampilan dia sih, bukan the looks kena bagus. Okay, the looks has to be good. That's one thing. But sound is also another thing, lah. Okay. And of course, I mean, we don't have to go into the very detail, lah. Okay. Of course, we know most guitars come with either single coils or humbuckers, that kind of thing, lah. And each of these kinds of pickups will give you different tones. Okay. And not just by the sound of the pickup itself, but based on the combinations, like on the pickup selector that you see guitarists play, and then they go like that kind of thing, okay? Because why do they do that? It gives different tones whenever during playing, or whenever we want to approach a certain segment of a song, things like that. So okay, that's pretty much about guitars, lah. Okay, we don't have to talk about the wood, the material, and all
the
those
wood
things,
also is another issue. Like don't know what all. So you need to use this kind of wood, that wood. Actually, in the end, the funny thing is, right? I think for a lot of us who like go through all these phases of like craziness about like gear, the pedals, the guitar, don't know what, everything, all, and you will come to a point like you go full circle. Now suddenly you just drop everything. You know what? I'm going to drop everything, I'm just going to go direct to the amp. That's the bare basic tone.
Yes.
You can get, squeezing out your fingers and stuff like that. Like you see, just look at the videos of like Joe Bonamassa or something like that. A Les Paul straight into like an amp and stuff, and then like how he can like just use his fingers and the volume control and the tone knob to get multiple tones out of it. I mean, the bluesman kind of like method lah, kind of thing. Then it's like full circle. Like I've seen people like all these guys like crazy into buying all this gear. After it's selling everything, I want to go back. Like once you're older, you want to become bluesman, like kind of thing.
It's always like that, lah. Okay, but then to be honest, right, I think we both of us know that there are some old guitarists out there. Not to say very old, lah. We're talking about maybe in the 50s or so. Like for example, I like Paul Gilbert, for example, and Paul, he is a big fan of pedals, man. Until now, until today, I mean, he doesn't have like the crazy systems, rack systems, or
now it's just pedals.
It's just pedals. But let's just say that when it comes to tone chasing, right, there's no end to it. Basically, there's no end to it, because from time to time, our ears change from time to time. So
I mean, many years later, listening to high volume, and then you get tinnitus. You cannot hear the high frequencies. Then you want more and more brighter sounding stuff.
Then you end up wanting more brighter. And then when it comes to having bright sounds, you cannot have high gain with it, because it sounds so it sounds so like
fizzy and all.
So you better end up having low gains and all, and thus explains why those people play jazz or blues. When they're old age, something more simpler and things like that. But
jazz not easy lah. Very hard to. I mean, need years and years to study lah. That's the thing lah. Saya main tipu jazz je itu.
Tak ada sikit, dia tahu rules of 7 sikit-sikit boleh lah kan.
Tipu jazz boleh lah.
But musical genre is another thing. But of course, musical genre also affects the gear that we're using.
That's right.
As well.
Especially like it's funny that we come across many guitarists like asking me, or even Adam also. I think like, bro, Boss GT6 ada lagi tak? I said, bro, itu sudah, there was GT1000 and then there's a GT100 and then there was a GT10, GT8, baru GT6. That's like 5 generations ago. People are still looking for GT6, like because it gives them that rock kapak tone lah, yeah. I mean, but obviously it was like influenced by some famous guys in the scene,
True,
I think I've
true.
seen like the Arwah Aji was using it a
Arwah
lot lah.
Aji, yeah.
And then Shah Slam pun ada guna.
Shah Slam also.
I mean those days lah, now I think dia punya setup dah lagi gila maut lah sekarang.
Nah.
But the GT6 has remained as like, in Malaysian punya guitarist punya community.
standard.
Wah, that one is like gila maut lah.
Kalau cakap
So-
GT6 here, people always relate it with rock kapak.
Yeah, that's right.
Why rock kapak? God knows why.
And I think the Boss sound is the rock kapak sound, because there was like in Malaysia, you think about it, in the 80s, right? There wasn't any much choice, I think.
There wasn't any choice. There weren't many
you want to
brands.
find anything extra, you need to go all the way down to Singapore and all. I mean, from what I hear from some brother Otai lah, kind of thing, which wasn't very easy lah, So I suppose Boss has been in like our country punya music scene since the 80s, really the 80s lah,
Since the 80s,
during their peak also and all lah. So who wouldn't know like a DS1 or something,
Who wouldn't know?
a
DS
chorus pedal, CH1
Speaking of
and
the
stuff.
DS1, right? I mean, if you were to ask me, what's my favorite pedal, right? I would say it's the DS1. You cannot go wrong with that simple old pedal, man.
Yeah.
That pedal has been around since
Legend,
the 80s.
legend. Actually, that one's from the late 70s, I think.
Late 70s, bros.
Yeah.
And sis kat rumah.
Yeah.
So can you imagine the DS1 that existed back then? It's still being produced even today.
Yep.
And it's still
Sekarang,
one of the most affordable.
Yeah. Sekarang pun still semua made in Malaysia semua.
Yeah.
So, I mean, each time they change the production and all, of course, sometimes due to many reasons, some of the chips cannot be, gotten from the suppliers anymore. So they have to modify it a bit. But of course, like the Boss engineers will tune it, the design, to match the original essence of the original DS1 design and for the tone and all. I mean, same with me, if I was like stuck on desert island, if I just needed one pedal, DS1 is the one to go. I actually played a freaking show with just a DS1 only because like at the time I was going to be at the festival grounds for a long time to hanging around for hours. I didn't want to be lugging along my big multi effects and stuff. So I just got one clip tuner, the guitar, and a DS1 pedal and did the gig lah, and settle lah, I mean they of course the backline had some, I think it was a JCM 2000 or something like that, but I just put clean. The distortion all were from the DS1. A friend of mine from the other band checked me out. He was carrying his GT6 and extra pedal board of Boss pedals with Chambo together, like so. I was like, bro, Wong, what the hell are you? You're playing in stadium, everything. You're playing DS1. I was like, can lah, bro. I mean, like it's all.
Gets the work done.
Yeah.
Gets the job done.
So I was in that minimalist kind of phase. I didn't even have like a tuner pedal. That was just a clip-on tuner or something,
Okay.
But it did a job, it's just rock and roll, That's how we roll, right? Yeah. I mean, like Satriani also used the DS1 today.
Satriani,
Steve also used DS1.
I think
so
nearly all
yes,
guitarists.
all rock guitarists that they use also.
If they don't own one, they will have at least used it or tested at least once in their life. So that is how phenomenal the DS1 is. And I'm not just talking about we here in Malaysia, in the States, in India, in Korea, in wherever in the world. Wherever.
That's right.
The DS1 is the best.
So that is the paling minimal punya setup I think we're talking about. So I mean like, okay, now coming fast forward to the future, to the present, not the future, the present.
The present lah.
So you've been playing around with this like new GX-100 that's just been launched last month, right?
Yep.
So what's your feelings about it, like, It's kind of like high tech already, right?
Feelings about it. Okay. So as you know, and as many of my friends in Facebook, basically in social media. Okay. So they should have known that I've been posting a few videos, of me playing the GX100 and all. So it's been a month. Dah cuba macam-macam. I've been testing a lot of things here. I've plugged this into a few amps around, and as you can see here, I'm actually running this GX100 now through a KCM. It's basically a keyboard amp, basically, if you guys can see.
Kabel cabut.
Okay, cable cabut, tak apa, masalah kecil. But yeah, basically you all can see that my signal here is plugged into the KCM, and there's a reason for that. And there's a reason to it lah. But I'll get into the reason after this lah. So
basically what you're hearing is a direct sound from this,
Yes.
right? That's not going through like a guitar cab, or something like.
No,
This is just
okay.
for monitoring lah.
Okay, my signal chain is now the GX-100 into the KCM, and then from the KCM line out to the video mixer. Basically, we are using the Roland video mixer, the VR4 HD. Is it the VR4 HD? Yes, we are using the VR4 HD.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just that direct. Line out, cucuk, direct, habis cerita.
So all your cab sims are all coming from this lah.
Yes.
Cool.
So, when it comes to this new effect, right? Okay, I think a lot of people still have the same question lah. Bro, AIRD tu apa, bro? What is air? Air. No, AIRD. Okay, so
Well,
okay.
that one's going to take another 3 hours to explain, right?
Yeah, okay, but it's alright. I think I might be able to simplify that in just a couple of minutes. Okay, so basically AIRD stands for augmented impulse response dynamics, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is AIRD? Basically AIRD ni dalam bahasa Melayu AIRD ni dalam bahasa senang dia, it is basically the latest technology that's provided by Roland, by Boss to us users lah.
Yeah.
Basically. So if you talk about other brands out there, right? Like I think it's okay to talk about other brands and all, right? So okay lah.
We don't have the names lah.
Okay. So basically, when it comes to other brands out there, right? Each one of them have their own modeling, modeling technology, they call it. Because now is the era of M modelers. Digital M modelers. So what does it mean? Basically, back then, right? Okay, if we go back in the past, maybe in the 70s, 60s, 80s, maybe probably up into then. Basically, for us guitarists, right? What do we have? We have the guitar. We have maybe a bunch of, not to say a bunch lah, some effects. Those who have the capacity to invest a bit, they have maybe the rack units, and an amp. That's all. Those are the classic settings that even up until today, if you can afford it, if you have the space for it, you have a jamming studio to put in all those equipments. Yes, you can use that lah. But nowadays, right? I mean, okay, you talk about this kind of form factor, right? This is basically everything in a box lah. Okay, so I believe you guys are being shown the GX-100 on screen right now.
Color screen all.
Yes. So I really hope that there's one camera actually facing this unit, but it's okay.
We don't have a foot camera.
Very sorry for that. So hopefully next time we can have it lah. Okay, so basically, right, what's new about this GX-100, right? Okay, a lot of people seem to think that so the GX-100 is all in the market, so the GT-100 dah gone lah, dah tak ada lah kan? Okay, so I got myself mistake too back then because it is still in the market.
No, GT100 is a different segment lah, I think.
Yes, it is a different segment already because we talk about the sound technology. Okay, so for the longest time, I believe all of us know that that even brother kampung tu semua tengok Cosm, ini bunyi Cosm bro, Cosm. So what is Cosm? Composite
object sound modeling.
Yes, that was the older Boss or older. That's basically the older Roland's technology lah. Basically the sound sampling and sound modeling technology lah. And I think it's the most apparent one on guitar lah. Guitar effects
mostly. I mean, they applied it for the V drums also.
The V drums also have it. But you see the Cosm logo, right? I don't know if you can show the Cosm logo. That's alright. So basically, you can see the Cosm logo on the multi-effect, on the stomp boxes, on lots of things.
So you want bunyi rock kapak tu Cosm tu kena ada lah.
So yes, so untuk tuan-tuan kat rumah tu, kalau korang nak tahu, bunyi Cosm tu bunyi rock kapak lah sebenarnya.
Okay, so the big question is can you get the rock kapak sound in the GX100 pula, the ARD punya?
And you get it even better now actually. Because as compared to 8-bit or 16-bit sound that we had back then, ini effect now comes with 24-bit. So to be honest, some people they still cannot tell the difference. But I dare everyone at home, right, try to take this unit, the GX100, and take the GT100 lah, enough. Because the GT100, I believe it still runs on 16-bit, right?
Actually, I think it's 24 also,
24
but
also.
the
Maybe a smaller
sampling rate is
sampling
different
rate
a bit. I mean,
is
it's lesser.
different.
A bit.
Yes,
I mean,
it's because of the
44.1
technology.
or something.
Ah,
I need to
so-
check the spec again. Yeah.
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 Specs wise on
Yeah.
paper, yeah. Okay, so on paper they can say a lot of things lah. Okay, but
Yeah.
when it comes to the feel, those who have the GT-1000, they can relate a lot if they use this because the feel of this, right? The feel. That's produced by the GX-100, right? By the unit, I mean basically whatever that comes out from AIRD technology, right? I can say it's one of the best one in the market right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to sound biased because I'm here, but basically, I think everyone can agree that if you're using Boss products, you cannot go wrong with it. That's the general idea lah. Okay, otherwise, this brand wouldn't survive long, and otherwise those brothers, zaman dulu tu, they won't look for this brand or whatnot, right? So, so when it comes to AIRD, that's one of the things lah. Okay, it comes with newer and better M modular sounds, and not just that, the unit itself comes with I believe it comes with over 150 effects in it. So you guys imagine, you buy this unit, I mean, you have 150 of those storm boxes lah, for instance lah. Okay, and maybe more. Why I say that? Because nowadays it's all about software updates. Just like your handphone. Okay, you buy your phone, it might be relevant for the next 2 years or 3 or 4 or 5 years maybe. Why? Because these things are all proprietary and they are all provided by the developer lah. In this case, we're talking about Roland and Boss lah. So we all can see like in the last 3-4 years, the katana, the Boss katana right behind you. Now, the M here at the back there, the katana, right, is one of the M's that has been receiving numerous
huge
updates.
I mean, like
yes,
yeah, I
there's
mean
huge updates on it.
And
so
also it's been like tremendous success for Boss also as well. I mean, now with the Mark II version, like new features and added things and stuff like that. Amazing.
Features,
I mean,
new features.
buatan Malaysia ni. Buatan Malaysia.
Yes, everything is made in Malaysia, bro. Ini pun tak, ini bukan ni.
Ini Malaysia kan?
Ini
Malaysia.
bukan ni.
Ini Malaysia lah.
Ya ke? Betul lah, bro.
Semua
Yes,
Malaysia.
the GX-100 is also made in Malaysia now. So you guys don't have to worry. Because percayalah pada barangan buatan Malaysia. Okay. So just so you know, right, now currently from what I know, the multi effects are not all, but GX-100 is dah mula dah lah.
I think most of the Boss compact pedals are also made in Malaysia.
Yeah,
already
except
now.
for Waza pedals, because Waza is made in Japan.
Japan.
It's a Japan thing, So Waza, we gotta tabik the orang lah. They have their thing going on lah. Okay, which is very nice. So aside that, you have the Roland digital pianos. That's also made in Malaysia.
More and more stuff. I mean, almost I think you can say
V-drums
most of the stuff are being made in Malaysia already now.
Most of them, yeah.
So
So okay, we go back to the GX-100 lah. Okay, so to be honest, right, because I don't own any Boss multi effects, but I have used some of them, like for example the GT100 and the GT1000, for instance. And if you are a Boss user, right, you guys at home, if you are a Boss user, trust me, when you use the GX100, it feels like home lah. Okay, because Boss is all about having a very simple signal chain and the parameters to edit.
yeah, I think
simple.
personally it's really user friendly.
Yes.
I mean, I've messed around with the GX100 or any of the new Boss effects, multi effects that come in, right? For me, the benchmark is this: if I didn't have to like flip out the manual, right, and get it running, right, then I think it's user friendly. At the moment, I'm thinking like, how do I do this? Then I start flipping out a manual. Then it's like, you know what? I think this one is a bit complicated.
Exactly.
It's been a breeze. I mean, if you know how to use, I mean, somehow with the bigger display and all, the graphical display, I'm so used to the old school way. Like there's like sometimes it's just from GTA at that time and all. Like, it's just
I don't know what, 2 lines digitizer.
Two lines. You can see some things. Yeah, or sometimes not even any graphical display. It's just like a 7-segment display. You got to imagine you're connecting what kind of thing. So you need lot of imagination, So
But in this case, no, you don't.
this one is easy,
it's easier.
because like the screen is there. Then now someone with the touch screen, you can swipe.
Yes, this is the first multi-effects that
From Boss.
that has touch screen, and so far I can say it's been quite reliable. There's no bugs, no nothing. I've been using it, all day, and I've been using it for the past 1 month actually. Lenjan kau play lagu sejati apa semua. I posted in my Instagram and all, and it's still fine. This is exactly the same unit that I'm using, and as you can see here, everything's here. And the only thing that's going on now is basically I believe that I believe lah, to the very least lah, I believe I might have made it sound a little bit better, just a little bit, just a bit.
But like how?
Like how? Because I mean, it's more on the way I use it. Alright. That's why I wish that there's a camera here that I can show how I'm navigating the unit. But basically, it's more on me understanding and getting to know more about the workarounds of the unit. Because I think those who are familiar with Boss effects or multi effects, right? They would have a certain expectations lah. Let's say, like they want manual mode and preset mode, for instance. Okay, I mean, I believe everyone understand what that is, right?
Yeah, I mean, manual mode is basically
like
to turn it into a Stormbox. All the switches will on and off certain Stormbox effects. Whereas preset mode is like just memorize the entire patch.
It means maybe you have one patch for your rhythm tone, for your lead tones, for your funk song, for your Celine Dion songs or whatever, So the fundamental of having that here is one thing, and for this unit being, for me being able to edit those functions right according to what I want, I think is awesome. It's awesome, okay? Because like for example, this okay, you know what? I'm just going to show you. Okay, this is my heaviest gain tone, for instance, right? So I just found out just now. During my days in Tianjin, right? I use a big ass. Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but I use a big pedal board.
Yeah.
Okay, with at least eight effects on it, some boxes.
Okay.
And tap dancing is a thing for me, alright? Okay, and one of the technique that I like to use is basically to put a volume pedal behind a drive pedal. And what does it do? This is what it does. So, for instance, this is my heaviest gain tone right here. I can just, what I'm doing now is actually, thanks Georgie, now we have a view of my beautiful shoes. Okay, so what I'm doing now is, for instance, right, I'm actually like controlling the gain by putting a volume pedal before the amp or before the drive. So this is what happens. So it's pretty much the same concept as me.
Rolling down the volume control, right? Like.
Something like that. Exactly something like that.
So I think.
Some people they like to do it this way. Okay, so
it's easier. You don't need to like use your hands to do it, I suppose.
Exactly. So this is one of the fun things that I can do with the GX-100 lah. And aside that, is the camera facing the GX-100? I also don't know. Okay, so basically, by default, like some people, right, they use the C2 button to engage the tuner. In this case, I'm using that too, but I switch its function. By default, for example, right, okay, this is all just for example. Okay, so by default, when you click this, you're supposed to go into the tuner, but I actually flip this function. You hold it to go into the tuner now, and you step on it to get into the Stormbox mode. So as you can see here lah, you can see all you see my fingers, see all this color thing going on and all. So maybe I can show this function on another patch because there's more colors. For instance, sorry, not this one. Yes, here. Yeah, you see, a lot of things going on. So by default, if you click this, you're going to the tuner, for example. But I actually switch the function. So if I want to go into the tuner, I have to hold this. And I'm in the tuner.
So I believe you can also assign the tuner to switch on whenever you put your expression pedal all the way down to 0, right? There's a way of doing
Yeah,
it. Also,
I believe
think.
there's a
So that one
way.
like kind of like frees up your foot switches for other things and all. So it's very
that's
flexible
true.
that
Yeah,
way. I
very,
believe,
very
yeah.
flexible. So it is a must-have thing, I would say, to in all multi-effects. Okay. So aside having the bunch of effects, the bunch of new amps, the bunch of new technologies and whatnot, IRs, impulse response, IRs.
Yeah,
It's always
IRs.
been tak tahu berapa tahun kita dengar IR, apa benda IR ni semua. Everyone's been asking us the same question. What is IR?
You know that show IR Baboon and I Am Weasel.
IR Babu.
Yeah, what the hell? IR Baboon.
That is classic, bro. That's classic.
Your age is showing.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So what is IR, right? IR is impulse response. So dalam bahasa senang, right, in a simple language, right, IR is basically a tone print of your cabinet, of your speaker. Yeah. So it's something like CapSim, but it is more in depth and it is more detailed compared to CapSim. Okay, you're catching, you are. What do they call it? You are kind of capturing the
I think it's the
I'm not a
whole.
scientist.
No, I think they are able to capture the characteristics of the entire like setup. The recording
Yes.
setup, including the kind of mic that's and the mic
that's being
distancing
used,
and sort of like everything adds to the different character lah.
Yeah.
So with the IR file, you can it's the closest thing to having like really
amp in the
swapping a real cabinet at this point in time lah. I would
exactly.
say.
And that's the thing that I believe lots of
now it's like
lots of companies now are trying to achieve actually.
Correct.
Because
Yeah.
to have the amp in a room sound with you everywhere we go is a very
I think it's difficult especially if you're
It's
doing
difficult.
like home recording and stuff. There's no way you can like have, unless you're, you got a huge house with like a soundproof studio and all like that.
That's true.
Different story, but most of
Yeah,
us don't
that's
I
true.
suppose we live in condos and flats and stuff like that.
That's true. That's true.
So using impulse response to get you really great, realistic sounding tones. Like mic'd up kind of tones on your recording is makes it such a breeze, And this you can actually record with this device at home, like everything all silently on the headphones, and nobody's going to know and stuff like that. So that's the great thing about like multi effects with built-in amp simulations and stuff like that.
That's
correct.
true.
Yeah.
So basically, this unit gives us the flexibility to to put in our IR files. I believe as of now it is up to 16, which is enough.
Yeah, 16 I think.
Yeah, which is enough. Some of the brands they
Yeah, there are some other brands that are up to like hundreds or.
200.
But the thing is, you see, okay, to me, I look at it as like this the numbers are a lot, but the thing is that realistically how many are you going to use?
Yeah.
Like for me, like I've got so many effects into, say like this katana amp and everything and all, right? And all the sounds I go for is like kind of like maybe there's 3. That's what I kind of use or the kind of
true.
music I do. you know?
Even the selections for amps and also the effects.
Yeah, like for instance, like just now you heard like this is my kind of my basic rock tone. The 80s clean thing. Later, sometimes I want to play a bit of jazz and stuff like. And that's it lah. Heavy again.
On a side note, right, your camera sounds good when playing jazz, man.
Yeah, I don't know why. The katana has got this really great like jazz tone.
Maybe it's my guitar. Maybe it's probably in this case I think it's the guitar.
Sometimes like people go for guitars because the image, you want the 80s rock, you want this kind of hockey stick headstock and stuff like that. But I go for guitar like that because I can play jazz with it, So I show up at the jazz gig and playing rock apak guitar,
Why not?
just to screw your minds a bit, and stuff. Yeah. But back to the thing, it's like you said, you can give me like 1,000 presets or so, but I probably use about 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's
you
true. So in the GX-100, right, having
You got more than
16
enough. 16 is like a lot. Plus,
16
plus you have the internal like ARD
yes,
impulse
not to
responses.
mention,
A
yes.
whole bunch of them.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. I don't remember how many. I can check now actually, but yeah, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
there's a
And
lot.
not just guitar, for bass amps
Yeah,
as
bass
well.
as well,
For bass,
yeah.
bass IRs as well.
Yep.
So, what does this mean? Means this unit, right, the GX100, is not just for guitarists, but it's also for the bassists.
Yep,
at
that's
home
right. We're not leaving the bassist behind this time.
Yeah. So okay. So when it comes to I believe the next thing that you might want to ask me is probably the pricing lah, kan?
Pricing semua. I don't know. You want to talk about the pricing?
Okay lah. I mean, this is.
I think it's currently like available at selected dealers at the time
Yes,
being. I mean,
yes.
stocks have come in a bit limited, but check with your major, Roland and Boss official dealer,
Yes.
and you may
Do
find it
check.
there lah. Can go and check it out the stores and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
So okay, when it
and
comes to
very important because like a lot of it he mentioned, right, the great thing about the ARD is about the feel. Something about it. I mean, the feel you cannot show
yes.
during this live stream, everything
Yes,
all or
yes.
YouTube and everything.
Okay.
You got to play it yourself
yeah,
to get the
that's
feel,
true.
lah.
So that's why it's
It's like playing through an amp or something.
Yeah,
right, the
okay,
feeling.
to be honest, I'm not the most technical person to explain all this lah. But
we all just
That's why-
uneducated rock musicians. What do you all know, right?
in a way, yeah. But I mean, the idea behind this is no matter what I say, no matter what I show you, right, in the end of the day, right, when it comes to musical instruments lah, okay, not just guitar, okay, we're talking about generally all musical instruments. Don't believe what you hear in YouTube, and don't believe what people. It's not because of its marketing gimmick or no. Basically, the idea is we're talking about sounds here, okay, and your ears and my ears are different.
Yeah,
for
very
instance.
different.
Yeah, so.
And also, very important, my hands and his hands are very different.
Yes, that's another thing. Tone di jari kan.
Jari juga. Don't say down too much. You cannot sell the gear. Susah.
No, okay. I mean, basically everyone plays differently. Okay, everyone has their own
Way
style.
how they pick everything all.
The pick size and all. Let me look at me. I'm using like a size 1.5 pick right now, which is something that Mr. Wong here will never ever use. For instance, so that will give different playing dynamics and
different
response.
sound,
ability.
different.
So the idea now is what we are trying to tell you at home. What I'm trying to tell everyone now is basically when it comes to these kinds of products, right? Yes, you can read the spec sheet all day. You can read the paper specs all day, but in the end of the day,
when you try,
you have to test drive. You have to bring your guitar. Don't use other people's guitar.
Correct.
It's not because of COVID, okay? Because your guitar is you
Yes.
play your guitar based on what you feel and how you set it up.
Correct.
Based on your liking. That's why you need your guitar. You get the idea, right? Okay, so bring your guitar. Plug your cable into it and try it on a good amp. And when it comes to good amp, and speaking of the GX100, I believe you should try on a we call it FR amp lah.
Yes, I mean, if you're going to try, I suppose you could try it with the guitar amp also. But the thing is, you got to make sure that the output select is set to the correct kind of like voicing lah. There's for a combo amp or something like that. Or if you use it with a katana or something, I'm sure there's a katana amp setting in there.
Of course. Because speaking of that, right? Speaking of the output select, this is one of the things that
very important.
Most users tend to forget about this. So whenever you go for, it doesn't matter. Okay, we want to go recording at home. You're playing. You're going for a jamming session in the studio. You're going for a performance. Your output select will probably be different from time to time. It depends on what you plug into. Maybe it's the PA system, maybe it's different amp. Maybe on venue A you have a I don't know, a Marshall. On venue B you have a PV. On venue C you have a Fender amp. Right? So by using the same output select,
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. There's high possibility that it might not work. Or it's not that it won't work. You won't sound good.
I think like you need to trust your ears with it, right?
Yes, it's all about experimenting, and in this case, there's no right or wrong way when it comes to this.
So I mean, if you're going to be hooking up to some amp or something, right? You don't know. Try to set it as clean as possible and neutral setting lah. So normally we will start with the EQ, everything else 12 o'clock. Then you plug it in lah. Of course, each amp will have a bit of differences in the voicing and all, but that will give you a kind of a clearer picture, like how this GX would kind of sound like, or any other effects that you're going to test lah. Or you have like headphones or whatever. It depends on the way you're going to use it. A lot of people nowadays are going direct. They want to use on headphones and or whatever. So you can check it out that way lah. So. But scroll through and try to mess around with the settings, and don't be afraid. You turn some knobs, it's not going to explode. Like a lot of people think, it's always a factory reset. If the shop staff don't know how to do it, ask them to call us. We'll tell them how to do it. No problem. And yeah, I think it's good. It's available now in the market. Go check out some of the stores.
Okay, so someone actually as what I've mentioned earlier, right? When it comes to this product and the segmentization, okay, because some people are like, it's like, bro, the GX-100 is the same price as the GT-1000 Core, for instance. Okay, there's very, very minimal differences. Okay, so where is this product in the market? I mean, where's the segment? Okay, that's what I believe. I believe it's not just me. I believe you receive the same thing too, right? So how we can explain this is that, okay, first of all, when it comes to price point, right, this is what I believe. Okay, if you want the greatest if you want the better engine, get the GT-1000. If you can invest on it. Okay, because of course that's a much better engine lah. Okay, the sound is it has a better, higher fidelity sound.
That's right.
That's why. In the end of the day, you have to just go plug it and try it, so you understand. Okay. So when it comes to comparing, for instance, the GT-1000 Core, let's just call it the GT Core lah. Okay, because there's only one core now, and that's the GT-1000 Core. So yes, the GT-1000 Core comes with ARRD technology as well, and it also has the same engine as the GT-1000. The only problem with the GT Core is that it's just missing some buttons and expression.
I mean, it's meant to be more implemented onto like a pedal board with other physical pedals, that you cannot live without, for some reason.
Or maybe you can turn it into a tabletop unit.
Tabletop unit, studio unit. You don't want something big. I mean, like for me, it's like I've got a very small, cramped space to do home recording and stuff. And then I used to have like these multi effects, like this big, really this big. I mean,
so if you put it on the table, right?
There's no way I can put it on the table. And putting down on the floor is like whenever I want to tweak the thing, they go down. Like
leceh,
the blood rushing to my head and start getting like passing out already and stuff. Kind of nonsense. So tabletop unit is compact, is good for that kind of purposes lah. But this is live ready. You want to put it on the floor and just whack. That's nice.
So we've pretty much about the same price. If you're on a budget, this is probably the unit that you. I mean, if you want something that's more full function, it comes with more buttons. Comes with expression pedal. This is the unit that you
might want to go for.
That you really have to consider also lah.
Okay.
Because because to be honest, right, there are many differences. Not to say a lot, but there are differences between the GX-100 and the GT-1000 in this case lah. Okay, because since that we're talking about boss products, right? So, you imagine the GX-100 is something like you cut some of those XLR output.
Of course. I mean, to make it at a lower price point, there's something got to give lah. But at the end of the day, don't worry too much about all those kind of specs, everything and all. Look at your situation. How are you going to intend to use it and everything? You don't need to be thinking. I mean, if you're just a bedroom guitar player, no problem, man. I mean, you don't need XLR outputs, everything, because you're never going to use it anyway, right? Balance out. You probably don't even know what balance output is. Just use. Go for.
Something
the main thing is like whether it suits your budget. The second thing is that whether you can get good sounds out of it, kind of thing. And ultimately trust your ears. Specs is nothing. When you look at it gives you like high resolution sound and everything, but then if it sounds like crap, then what's the point? So trust your ears.
Exactly. Exactly. So the GX-100 basically ticks most of those boxes, I believe.
Pretty much, yeah. You want color screen, so got color screen.
You want color screen is there.
Just
you
wish
want
that you can check your WhatsApp on it also. You can scroll,
maybe soon.
watch your YouTube and something.
I don't know.
on it too.
Maybe soon.
Yeah, maybe soon. Firmware updates along the way. I don't know.
Speaking of this techie stuff, right? There's one last thing I want to add on this thing because just like the GT-1000, this unit has a Bluetooth too, but there's a big but there. But not but, okay, but.
But metal?
Okay, but the big but is
Death
that
to all but metal?
Yeah, death to all but metal. So the what's the word? The caveat. The caveat.
How do you
the mafan thing about the GX-100 is basically when it comes to the Bluetooth, right? Okay, so what's the Bluetooth for before we proceed? So everyone will be wondering what's the Bluetooth for. Hey bro, ni multi effect ni, kenapa kena ada Bluetooth bro? You don't need Bluetooth, right? Why must be multi effect? Why your multi effect got Bluetooth? Why do you even need a Bluetooth? Basically, just because we can. Because the brand can. Okay, what is it for? Basically, it's to connect to your app lah. On phone. So if let's say it's basically useful for those who are performing on the go. So it's I need to go. Okay. I mean those who don't really want to bend down or they have back issues or what. You don't want to bend down. You can use your phone for that. So otherwise, it's basically for audio playback, which is very, very, very useful.
Yeah, I think that was for the Bluetooth. I think that is the only
that's
convenient feature lah. I would
that's
say
the
lah.
main convenient feature. So you can. I mean, I think you see me done it in the office, right? So,
but the thing is like if you don't have the Bluetooth thing, that which is available separately, you need to buy that BT Dual adapter.
That's the thing.
But if you don't have that, this is fine because like if you wanted to, you can always still use like some cables and connect through the effects loop, right? To play the music through the
because
unit.
the GX-100 comes
tracks,
with a set of
effects loop. So there's always a workaround lah,
just that's another way.
Whether you want to spend a few $100 to buy the BT Dual or not, it's another story,
That's true.
But I think with the touchscreen, everything all want to edit also very easy already. You don't really need to stream it off your phone or whatever and stuff. I mean, although you can, in style. So let's wrap up today's session. We've went over like nearly 1 hour already. It's supposed to be 30 minutes, but no.
But
guitar talk.
Like you said, it will never end. Okay? And we are even barely we are barely touching the surface right now.
So anyway, let's play something out. I think with that thing in E, I'll just play some chords and just goreng sampai habis lah. Gimana tadi itu?
And we hope you all enjoy.
You enjoy.
So while we still have about 5 minutes left, do drop any questions in the comment section. Alright.
Otherwise, we'll see you next Wednesday. We don't know what we're going to present also yet, but we'll see you next Wednesday lah. Okay. Alright.
Terkentut tu.
Terkentut.
This time we're going heavy. Okay. We play the same thing but heavy.
Yeah. Okay guys, saya kasih heavy sound lah.
Okay. 3, 4, 1. Nice one.
Okay. Alright.
Nice one.